to Angel Monday. It's Angel Monday again. Yay! And I'm Rachel Skoltok. I'm here with the guidance for the week ahead from your angels. And this week, I'm going to talk a little bit about, how the angels can help you deal with heaviness in the emotional atmosphere. The collective energy has been really heavy in the last few days, and there's been an outpouring of feeling and emotion in some countries, so that is understandable. And if you're empathic, you're sensitive, you're intuitive, if in any way you pick up on the collective energies, then you may well be feeling that in your own heart and your own emotional self as well. So before we get started, I just wanted to flag up one calendar note, and that is this Friday, this week, the 17th of September. I can't believe it's come around so quickly, is the Healing Your Heart with Archangel Raphael. It's like an attunement or an activation. We do some deep healing with the angels. If you've never tried angelic healing before, this is really powerful. It actually physically lifts energy from you, and you can feel lighter, clearer, and even start to see colors and feel those intuitive channels clearing up. So we're doing them every month, and I book these 6 to 10 months in advance. Like, I just create the titles according to what the angels tell me. And isn't every month it blows me away that when we get closer to the event, how relevant these classes are. It's an online class, a webinar, and it's called Healing Your Heart with Archangel Raphael. And you can't make this stuff up. I think this is the perfect time to do some heart healing. It's a low-cost event. Anyone can join from anywhere in the world, and you will get lifetime access to the replay as well, so you get to do it over and over again. So it's Archangel Raphael, the healing angel. We're talking about your heart chakra, your heart in general, your the emotional side of things. Like, what are you carrying in your heart that might be unhealed, unresolved, some old pain, heartache, grief? Even as we said earlier, picking up on the pain of the collective. I read somewhere yesterday, someone wrote, the fabric at the moment, the emotional, energetic fabric of the world is charged with a lot of sadness. And that just hit me right there. I knew that she had it exactly in those words. They match what I've been feeling, is that energetic charge is quite strong at the moment. So let me know if you're feeling it. So that's why I think it's a great timing to come and do that heart healing with Archangel Raphael. So we're clearing old cords. We're clearing out past relationships that, have caused you pain, that might still be carrying the energy of that in your heart energy, your heart chakra. We are helping you to replace those energies with higher energies, divine love, so that you become more magnetic, more attractive. It's easier for you to manifest what you're asking for, because guess what? Your heart chakra is the receptivity energy. It's the receptivity valve, I call it, because when you're asking into the universe about what you want, whether it's an intuitive message, guidance, to receive greater love, to be promoted at work, whatever it is, you need your heart to be clear and open to receive that. So, someone who's got a lot of energy, trapped, stagnant energy around the heart chakra, someone who's maybe got lots of cords or is carrying resentment, they could be asking, and then that energy is not coming. It's not coming to them. And it's not that the angels don't want to deliver it to you. It's just that on some level you are saying, no, go away. Because, when we are carrying stuff in our hearts, we close down. And that close down is guardedness, and sometimes we need that for a little while, just, go and lick your wounds. But then if you carry that for too long, you start to repel the energy that you want to call in. And the other thing that can happen is that you can attract the things that you don't want, because, an example is if you've had a relationship with, people who are hurtful or mean or draining, or they have agendas, and you carry that pain, that's vibrating very loudly in your energetic field. And then instead of your prayers being answered, you tend to magnetize more of the same to you. So that's one of the reasons why we have repeated patterns with relationships, friendships, bosses, because we haven't cleared that energy. Now, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying it's your fault at all. Sometimes there's a lesson to learn. And, there's a lot of that kind of stuff out there. But the more you can own your vibration, the more you can stand in your power and you're conscious of what you're radiating out into the world, the better you feel, and the more exact, accurate, and abundant your manifestations become, because you are in control of your energy field, not your subconscious, not your ego, not some crappy relationship you had. That's not what's in charge of your vibration, right? It's you, what you're consciously manifesting, what is in charge. So let's see who's here. I'll have a little drink. I've had a great bushwalk this morning and meditate. Hi, Leanne. Good morning. Good morning, Amanda and Karen. Lovely to see you here. Hi, Jenny and Judy and Lisa. Hi. So lovely to have you here. So we are meeting on Friday, so please sign up and join me for that. I'll put the link in the comments for you. It is, hi Erica, 51 Australian dollars, which is, probably about 35 American, probably about 25 British pounds. So the link is there in the comments now. So it is good timing, because I really noticed over the last few days, as I said earlier, that there is this high charge of heaviness, high emotion, and you may well have been feeling it. Like, let me know in the comments, have you been feeling emotional? Have you been feeling heaviness in the heart chakra? Or maybe you felt your own stuff coming up to be cleared. And that's the thing I wanted to say about empaths, is that as sensitives, as people that can easily tune into external energies, it's important that you, one, recognize that you don't always have to be tuned into other people's energies, whether it's a collective consciousness or whether it's your neighbors or your partner. The other thing I want you to know is that if you have a good practice, a good spiritual practice, you do some good energetic clearing, go through a period of immersing yourself in clearing, detoxing your energy. And then you reach for those higher realms, the source energy, through your energetic organs, your chakras, on a regular basis. You can lift yourself above that collective energy, or the energy that you're picking up from people. So learning about how to properly protect your energy as an empath, understanding that it's not your job to take it on and process it for everyone, because that is what so many people feel that they're here to do, and they just do it unconsciously without realizing, is that empaths feel they're the processors of energy. So on an unconscious level, I used to do this too, is just kind of suck it all in like a little factory, and then process all of that pain, and then let it go eventually with the help of the angels. But you don't have to do that. Now, what you might notice when the collective energy has been heavy, just like it has been in the last few days, that you get really sad, you get weighed down. And it's not just that, it's also your own stuff, because that is coming up to the surface. Yes, Amanda, feeling extra anxious, heavy-hearted, off your game, feeling sad, depressed, wanting to cry. Someone told me on Instagram, several people messaged me on Instagram yesterday saying they had, they were feeling that low. And so yeah, it's been super intense, and we have to acknowledge ourselves, take care of yourself, and also call on those angels, because they are the ones that know how to transmute energy. We do not know how to transmute energy. We can't physically do it ourselves. We need the help of the angels to do that. And that's why we've been sent angels. As an empath, you are sent extra angels, specific angels, to help you with this. And unless you ask for their help, they can't help you. But I can teach you how to properly protect your energy, how to put yourself into that position where you are not sucking in all the energy of everything around you, but also recognizing what is yours and what isn't, right? You're like, okay, this bit's mine, that bit's not. So you might have felt that it's brought up stuff for you. I had a meltdown too, Karen. Yeah, I had a meltdown. And you know, it's good to have a meltdown sometimes because, I mean, for me, it's a crying meltdown, but it's good to have a meltdown sometimes because that's the way our body processes, that's the way our body releases. And if we're just kind of hold it all in, you know, stuff happens in the body that's to let us know that it's out of balance. So notice what is yours, because this is also a good time to recognize, okay, what is coming up for me? Because that's unhealed for you. That's the stuff that you need to know. Thank you, right? This is like, oh, here's this again. I thought I'd dealt with that. Okay, I've got to do some more energetic healing. I've got to do some more cord cutting. I have to do some shifting in my belief system. I have to learn ways to transcend this energy when it comes up because it pulls me down and I have to scrabble back up again. So be really clear about what is yours and what isn't yours. So on Friday's webinar, the class, I'm going to be showing you how to do that, how to work out what's yours, what's not. And we're going to do a really intensive, deep emotional detox of your heart. And you're going to learn a lot about the heart chakra, how to keep it healthy. And you're also going to learn how to connect with Archangel Raphael just for that job. So join me for that. But notice this week, what's coming up for you? What is coming up for you? Because that's your next step, right? That's something that you've got to do to clear. You know, one of my aha moments was, okay, this issue is coming up for me again. And I know that part of it is to do with what I'm feeling out in the world, but also stuff for me. So to recognize that is to then go, okay, I've got to make new decisions. I've got to do something different. I've got to uplift in a different way. So the angels have been talking a lot about working with the chakra energy, and especially those higher chakras at the moment. Yeah. So Jenny says she pulled a card for guidance and it was Heal Your Heart. How's that for synchronicity? Beautiful. What card deck did you use, Jenny? I'd love to know. Okay, so we're calling on Archangel Raphael today because I think we need the big guns. We've got Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael. And we're asking for their protection, their guidance, and their healing, and to transmute any lower energies that are sitting around your energy field that are not yours or not for your highest good. Because you need to get to the stuff that's important to you, whatever that is. You don't need to process all of the stuff. Well done, Karen. So thank you, Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, for being with us today. Thank you for providing a dome of violet light over everybody that is here and all of us virtually and physically. Thank you for giving us the guidance that we most need and for transmuting away all that we don't need. Please send it now to the light. And give us the guidance. What do we most need to know this week? How can we handle this big energy? Whew. Okay. So I'm going to pull you 4 from the Angel Wisdom Tarot. And then I'm going to pull you 1 from my new deck that I just received the other day. Okay, so we've got a big archangel just come in, and this is Archangel Monastreal, who I've worked with before and you might have heard me speak about. Now, Monastreal comes in when it's time for us to anchor light and to get ready to receive big waves of light. And part of that is implanting that light or anchoring that light in earth, because, you know, it's like waking up the ley lines. It's like energizing the sacred sites. And there's many, many more sacred sites than we realize, right? We think of places like Stonehenge and Uluru But even in, you know, Sedona, all of those amazing places are huge portals, huge sacred sites, huge power sites. But there's many, the angels have told me, smaller sacred sites. So if you go somewhere and you feel really, you know, wow, this is such a beautiful, you just have a moment of being in nature and feeling that connection, call on Archangel Monastreal and ask to anchor the light there. And what you're doing is you're adding extra light into Earth, which is traveling through the ley lines, and it's going to go to all the people that need it, but it's also going into Mother Earth as well. So first card out is, look at this. It couldn't be more accurate. This is the 8 of fire, and it's Archangel Metatron. So we're in a time of rapid ascension, awakening, right? Lots of people are awakening, which means you're becoming more aware, and there's levels of awakening. We don't just wake up once. There's levels of awakening. But this is about being bombarded, feeling like there's so many things coming at you at once that you can feel overwhelmed. Maybe it's in your own life that you're doing too much, you're trying to do all the things in one go, and the angels are saying slow down. So sometimes this can be positive things, you know, you can be doing lots of positive things and still get fatigued and worn out. But I'm seeing this as is, you know, all of the arrows are going towards the planet. So there's lots of energies all mixing up. Now, don't forget that when people are going through awakenings, when we're being flooded with light, it brings up stuff. And so people get scared. They want to run back into safety. They want to, you know, hold on to the way things were, or they get triggered. So there is a lot of emotional stuff in the energetic field, in the collective at the moment, and you're feeling it. Everyone is feeling it. So ask Archangel Metatron for help, but it's just showing us how bombarded, how busy everything is. The block card is trying to find balance. So this is Archangel Zadkiel, one of my favorite archangels. And look at the rainbow above his head. What stands out to you about that card? Now, the balance card is a major arcana card, and this one is really, you know, it's saying there's only so much you can do, and you need to stay in touch, stay connected with the angels, with the source, right? There's lots of stuff that's pulling your attention into the world of the material, the ego. You know, there's a lot of fear around at the moment. So Zadkiel has stepped forward and said, you must create balance. Try to keep always one foot in the divine with the angels. Everything is in divine and right order. Remember that fear is an illusion. Only love is real. And so much of what people are worrying about, stressing about, talking about, thinking about is an illusion. It's illusory. Most of the stuff people are worrying about isn't going to come to fruition. So we have to remember that perspective, to see things as the angels see them. All is divinely well. You know, have you got a place in nature that you go, or a book that you read that puts you into that spot of like, oh, yeah, it's okay. Everything's fine. You know, my heart's still beating. Everything is okay. So come back to recognizing that you need to come into balance and tune into Archangel Zadkiel for help with that. So, you know, what's your reaction when everything starts to feel pressured and full on? What do you normally do? You know, do you run at it like a bull at a gate and try and get more things done? How do you cope? Are those coping systems healthy, and are they knocking you out of balance at the moment? Guidance. Okay, this is what we need. This is strong, loving, peaceful leadership. This is the king of water. And this is, you know, it's about trusting, finding a space, finding something that you have absolute trust in. Have you noticed how much at the moment people are suspicious? They're looking for shadows, they're looking for things that are evil or bad or wrong that aren't necessarily there. Remember, false evidence appearing real. Fear. F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. You know, I've been on the planet 50 or so years. I can't tell you how many times. I can remember being about 8 and they were talking about some space station was gonna come to Earth, and they were handing out helmets for people in case it landed on someone's head. And, you know, I can remember the intense fear around that time. And I can remember loads of Nostradamus predictions, you know, like, oh, the world's going to end this weekend, you know, to the 1999 and all of that. I must sound really old. But we have to remember life goes on. Life goes on, and there's been plenty of times in human history where it's felt like the end, and it isn't. You know, remember that. But come back to, you know, connecting to that peaceful side of you, connecting to God and the angels, trusting and leaning into things that make you feel peaceful. This can be about a romantic relationship coming in as well. And it can also be about someone who just steps in as a leader and kind of starts to make things go more smoothly. So it's someone loving, peaceful, and kind coming into your world. So, you know, I guess it's about connecting in with where's, you know, I was thinking this morning, and the angels were talking to me about this, is like everyone has a shadow side. Everyone's got a shadow side. You know, do you know your shadow side? Do you know what he or she is like? You know, like think of you at your worst. That's your shadow, right? And you know it by now. You've been there a few times. Nothing to be ashamed of. Like, you know, we're not angels. We're not, you know, let perfection be with the angels, not with us. And then think about your higher self. Now there is, you know, there's lots of benefits in your shadow side. You know, we go there for healing sometimes. But when you come into your higher self, you are the complete opposite of all of those thoughts that you get when you're down, right? The fears, they're like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm gonna fail, look at what I did wrong, oh my God, you know, I wonder what those people think of me, whatever goes on in your head. Then flip that into the most positive and remember your higher self. Remember your higher self. He's powerful, intelligent, inspired, creative, resilient, you know, all of those things that you have inside of you. And your higher self is your powerful self. So if you can step into your powerful self, and that's not authoritarian like rah, it's with love and compassion. And recognize that is what's going to get you out of any messy, sticky, out of balance situations that you're in right now. And then we have the 3 of water, which is celebration. So by the end of the week, beginning of next week, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more joyful. You're going to be having some things to celebrate. Maybe it's going to be an amazing week income-wise. Maybe it's going to be an amazing week where your manifestations start to come in. You're going to feel lighter, but there's a little bit of work to do first to get yourself through this feeling of imbalance. So what do you need to come back into balance? Come back into your higher self and think about joy. You know, see it, feel it already. You know, I mean, there's so much going on. I don't want to only talk from my you know, I'm in Australia from this perspective, but there's so much going on. And we can get a bit tunnel vision about it and go, right, this is it, and this is the way it is, and this is the way it's always going to be. But if you think back to anything you've been through in your life, you felt like this before, and it's not true. You came out of it. And so if you can see yourself, embody coming out of it, be the change you want to see in your world. And that is what will come about. You will bring it. Thanks, Jenny. I'm thinking of, like, you know, 20-year-olds are probably thinking, what? So are there any questions about all of that? Oh, the final card from Monastreal came in and said, let it go. Let go. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to release? I think it's this heart heaviness, you know, I really do. You know, as people who are interested in spirituality, which you are because you wouldn't be here otherwise, you are sensitive just because of that. Sensitive means that you are hyper aware. You have a heightened awareness, and that is your intuition. So even if you don't identify as empathic, you definitely pick up on stuff, right? You might process it differently than an empath, but you pick up on when things feel heavy, when things, when a friend is sad or down or depressed, or someone, is going through something, you pick up on it. And then you have to let it go. And that is what it is. You have to let it go. And that's why you need to come to Friday's webinar, which is Healing Your Heart with Archangel Raphael. So thanks, Natty. Yeah, the final card. That's what we needed, right? Let it go. We can all sing it together, except I won't sing because you won't come back again. All right, thank you so much for being here. Angel blessings. Come and see me at 5:30 for the live on Instagram. I do an Instagram live with another reading. And on that one, I'll pull a few cards for people. And also Thursday night, I do the same on Instagram. And you will see me on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for Healing Your Heart with Raphael. Have a great week. Angel blessings.